This is Kara Kent with GNN. We're about to take you to the third cosplay presidential debate, moderated by our own Reginald Smiley. Tonight's debate is a historic occasion, as we have a third-party candidate being included. She-Hulk, from the Green Party, has been included due to the amazing amount of support she has gathered. Should she win the election, she will be the first president who's not a member of the main two parties. She will also be the first female president and the first superpowered one. Iron Man is the Marvel Party candidate and Batman represents the DC Party. With the addition of She-Hulk, this is an election that will go down in the history books no matter who becomes our next president. We now take you to the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third cosplay presidential debate. My name is Reginald Smiley, and I am your moderator. We have our candidates here. We have the invincible Iron Man, Tony Stark. Give him a round of applause. In the middle and representing the Green Party is the sensational She-Hulk. And from the DC Party, the Dark Knight of Gotham himself, Batman. I would like to have each of the candidates introduce themselves, and they will actually be announcing their running mates. So why don't we start off with Mr. Stark?
Yes, my running mate will be Rhodey, as everyone knows. He's had a little bit of an accident, but he's still alive and well.
As She-Hulk, I plan to run a villain rehabilitation program, and with that, I will be naming Vanisher as my running mate. He was here just a minute ago. Did anyone see him?
Well, I too went with a war hero, but mine has decades of experience. And he's not injured. My running mate is Captain Steve Rogers, otherwise known as Captain America.
Traitor.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I had any other choice, I wouldn't. But he's my friend.
Wasn't he your friend? Okay, never mind. All right, so in this debate, this is a town hall style debate, so anyone can come up and ask any question they'd like. And it looks like we have a question already for our candidates. Please state your name, where you're from, and then your question to whomever you'd like.
I'm actually Jennifer, and I'm from Philadelphia, and this is for all three of you. What makes you think you're better than the other opponents you're going against?
To keep this somewhat controlled, we will start with Batman. Batman, why do you think you're better than the other candidates?
I'm Batman.
She-Hulk, what makes you think you would be a better president than either of these bums? I mean, people.
Well, running with the Green Party, we are somewhat independent. We have no fat cats, as you might say, in our pockets. We've all seen what can happen when self-made billionaires run for president. So like I said, I'll be right behind each and every one of you.
An excellent answer. And Tony, what makes you think you're better than your competitors?
You see, Reggie, I work for the people. I try to make lives better, increase technology, make lives more easier for everyone, not just a few people. And I don't have to hand out bribes to do it.
I think that's just the booze talking.
Ooh, shots fired. Okay, so we have, is this Mr. Kent from the Daily Planet? Has a question? Oh, I mean, I'm confused. You might want to check your buttons. Anyway, please state your name, where you're from, and direct a question to either one or all of the candidates.
My name is Clark Kent. I'm from Metropolis. Tony, She-Hulk, Batman, what is your plan to defend this country against Doomsday?
Well, what is your plans against Doomsday? This time we're going to do ladies first.
Being She-Hulk, I not only have many friends in the super community, but I've also got tons of friends in the legal community. So I have no problem rallying everyone behind me to defend our country.
An excellent answer. Tony, we'll take your answer next.
Well, of course, I have many friends, the Avengers, of course, and we would just take care of him. We'd catch him, and we'd shoot him up into the sun, because let's face it, he's no good. We don't need him.
And Batman.
Well, Doomsday is from Krypton. He shares some weaknesses with you, doesn't he? You might want to step back.
After Wonder
As
Woman
Batman,
protects you.
I'm always prepared.
Thank you, Batman. Okay, our next question comes from, please introduce yourself.
I am Bob from Levittown, and I have a question for all three. Do you think our nation should continue using groups like the Suicide Squad to defend us?
Ooh, an interesting question. Batman, start this one off.
I can neither confirm nor deny anything about that.
And Tony.
Unlike some people, I'll actually give a real answer. I don't think we should. It's a terrible thing. Criminals trying to do and protect us, that's never a good idea. I mean, who's to say that they're not going to turn against us? Even if you have checks and balances in there, they can still get around them one way or another. They're criminals. They know this.
She-Hulk.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Tony. I, for one, am for the rehabilitation of villains. We, all of us, even those of us up here, have gone through some dark times. And there's no saying that someone who may have been bad or been caught in a bad situation can't be a hero tomorrow. Villains yesterday, heroes tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir, please.
My name is Rohan, and I come from Exeter. Batman, is there a way you can make Gotham great again?
Of course. I'm Batman.
Mr. Stark, is there a way you can make the world a better place?
Of course, through technology, helping other people, making lives easier. There's plenty of ways to make people lives
Batman
easier
president.
and more enjoyable.
Making the world a better place, Tony, like Ultron. Sorry, did I say that?
Cap, how do you plan to recruit more soldiers?
Gonna go out and get them one by one.
Okay, this is a fellow with very interesting features. Please.
I'm Yellow Man from New Jersey. I have a question for all the candidates. How will you protect the world from invasion? Constantly, we're always being invaded by aliens, by Apocalypse from Darkseid, or Thanos. How will you protect the planet?
So how will you guys protect the planet against invasion? We'll start with She-Hulk.
I'm not one for huge surveillance, so we won't be sticking cameras up into the sky. Let people live their private lives. When we're invaded, I have no doubt that not only our troops will come together, but our people all over the world.
Batman.
I already have things in the works. There is a satellite surveillance system. There's a watchtower. There may or may not be...
And a big laser.
A one-man army corps of sorts around. I can't speak of that right now.
Which way is that laser pointing again?
Tony, your answer.
We have plenty of protection here. We have the Avengers. We have other superhero groups, many superheroes all amongst us. We can defend the world against any kind of invasion, one way or another.
Excellent. I'm glad no one suggested we build a wall and make Krypton pay for it. Next question, please.
Hi, I was wondering, one, what's your favorite breakfast food? And two, how would you, if you were president, feed the hungry?
Ooh, two very important questions. All right, we'll start this time with She-Hulk, your favorite breakfast food and how you plan to feed the hungry.
My favorite breakfast food is French freedom toast. And my plans to feed the hungry are to invite them all into the white or green house and feed them all with my food.
Wow, I know it's a big house, but really? Batman, please.
My favorite breakfast food is bat-shaped toast. It's very tasty. It fits in your utility belt. You can take it with you on the run. It's great. As far as feeding the hungry, an associate of mine, Bruce Wayne, has plans in place for this. He has a foundation to feed the hungry, to take care of children, which I also help with orphans from time to time.
And Mr. Stark?
Well, through technology and other means like IntelliCrops, we can help produce food for other nations and teach them how to better make food for themselves and make them self-supportive instead of just handing it out.
I'm kind of hungry. How are you going to feed me? Never mind. Okay. Our next question.
What are you guys going to do about the mutant discrimination problem that's in America and all over the world?
Mutant discrimination, a very pivotal subject. Tony, start this one off.
They're mutants, and we have to classify them on how dangerous they are to people, dangerous to themselves, and there's nothing we can do about that. We need to teach them to use their powers or to withhold their powers so that they aren't going to hurt themselves and other people.
Sounds like someone who signed the Sokovia Accords. She-Hulk.
Mutant registration is a multi-layered issue. Are we dangerous? Are we dangerous to ourselves? Are we mutants? Are we not mutants? What classifies someone as a mutant? This is not something that can be answered in a simple question. No one wants to repeat the horrors that we saw during World War II with the Japanese internment camps in the US. Would we put our sisters and brothers in those same camps today? You may know a mutant. You may be a mutant yourself or a superpowered individual. Do you still deserve the right for privacy and to live a normal life? Of course you do. I vote that we do not register mutants and that we do not discriminate against any creed, race, color, or power.
Wow, that was a very good answer. And a very clear one. Are you sure you're an attorney?
Very sure.
And Batman.
Well, Captain America and I have talked about this before. We are both firmly against registrations of any kind, as far as powers, abilities, secret identities go.
I have no secret identity. I'm out in plain sight.
Really? We know that. Anyway, Captain America and I both believe with great power comes great responsibility. His little friend told us that. We trust mutants to learn on their own. We will help them if
Wasn't
they
he on
come
the
to
wrong
us,
side?
but we will not require registration.
Wasn't he on my side?
I'm sensing a little bit of hostility here. Next question.
Batman. Not just Gotham City, but the whole nation. How do you call for police reform?
Police reform. This is just for Batman, please.
What was the question?
So, not just Gotham, but the entire country. What are your plans for police reform?
I plan to install bat signals in every city across the country. All they have to do is shine the light. I'll take care of it. Not a problem.
One other question.
Just like you took care of the Joker?
Oh, this is for Cap, Iron Man, and War Machine. How do you plan to wipe the world with those impending threats in the Middle East?
The threats in the Middle East. So, we'll start with the duo of, not a dynamic duo, sorry, of Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Jim Rhodes, War Machine. How do you plan on taking care of problems in the Middle East?
I'll let Rhodey answer.
Well, I am the president's watchdog, so find them and I'll ferret them out.
Ferreting them out. So you'll be the Iron Ferret. Awesome. Captain America, what are your plans as vice president, should you become it?
Our greatest assets are our own hands. We have the power. We can make a change.
Okay. Are you sure you're not a lawyer? Okay. All right, next question, please. From someone who's not afraid of any ghosts, I don't think. Maybe a little bit. Your question, sir.
Yes, my question is for She-Hulk. Back during the Secret Wars, there was a villain named the Beyonder who plucked all of Earth's mightiest heroes from Earth to fight a battle on a separate planet. What's to, I guess, say, stop something like that from happening again? Because if a bunch of superheroes left planet Earth again, it would be chaos. It'd be like cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Right.
It certainly would be mass hysteria, and there's nothing to say that something like that may not happen again. We saw the Roman Empire make gladiators. We saw the Beyonder turn us into gladiators. There's no way to say that it wouldn't happen again. However, we found ourselves safely out of that situation, and I have faith in all superheroes and all super beings that we could find our way out of that situation as we work together once again.
That's good enough for me. Thank you.
An excellent answer. Thank you so much. Okay, our next questioner.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
Does pineapple go on pizza? I imagine this is for all of you. We'll start with Batman.
Absolutely.
Why
wouldn't it?
Whatever your preference.
Tony?
You're free to make your own choice. Whatever you like on your pizza, you can eat it however you want.
In fact, they're going to call it Freedom Pizza from now on, right, She-Hulk? Okay, it looks like Mr. Kent, Kal-El Kent, is it?
What do you candidates think of King T'Challa of Wakanda and his new identity of Black Panther?
Okay, so I guess this would be an international relations question. What is your opinion of King T'Challa of Wakanda, who is now also the Black Panther, a not exactly superpowered, but a vigilante of sorts? We'll start this time, actually, with Tony.
The Black Panther, he's a good guy. He has his heart set in the right place. And while he may make some bad decisions with regard to certain soldiers, he is a good guy, and I think he's doing all right. As long as he stays within his nation and doesn't cause too much trouble outside, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Quick follow-up question. If he does cause trouble, what do you plan to do?
Rhodey?
Build a wall around it.
Build a wall around it. Okay, thank you, Jim Trump. Rhodes. She-Hulk.
It pleases me greatly to see other super-powered beings or superheroes, super people in power in other countries. It's my plan to make great diplomatic relations. I think we could get some great trade agreements going, and both nations could benefit.
Batman?
First of all, he's got great fashion sense. Classic black outfit. He's got this resource there that we've been talking about. Could be useful for batarangs. So once I'm president, he's welcome here anytime, no matter what Stark says.
Sir.
Yes, Hoju Coolander, RetroDays.org. I am reaching out here. I've heard a lot of topics discussed here, a lot of issues raised. Possibly none more important than this. Boxers or briefs? Alternatively, Coke or Pepsi, if you prefer.
Okay, boxers or briefs? So, Batman, start us out. Boxers or briefs? And you can also answer Coke or Pepsi.
Bat thong.
Bat thong. I'm not going to be able to get that image out of my head now. Coke or Pepsi, Batman?
Yes.
Yes, okay. She-Hulk.
Well, as part of the Green Party, I prefer au naturel.
Ooh. And Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke. You can clean your battery terminals with it. Iron Man.
It really depends on the situation. I mean, there's plenty of special situations that could call for something a little more thong-like, perhaps. And there's other situations where it's definitely got to be boxers. Can't have that restriction like some people.
I think what he's saying is, in his case, depends.
And we were wondering how he went in that suit. And Tony, Coke or Pepsi?
Martinis.
Martinis.
That
Thank you
free
so much.
martini lunch that our taxpayers have been paying for, isn't it?
Well, not yet, but they will be. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, we apparently have an immigrant from the planet Krypton who has a question.
This is for all candidates. If elected, how can you assure that your superhero activities will not be diminished by your political life?
An excellent question. So, how will you ensure that with all the duties of the office of President of the United States, that you will not forego your superhero duties? How will Gotham be protected if you're in the White House and, well, Tony will have the time in some model's bedroom. Well, let's start it out with Batman, since you are very localized.
Well, first off, I'm Batman. Second, I have plenty of backup. Robin, Batgirl,
Isn't he dead?
Robin, the other Robin, Batgirl, the other Batgirl, Batwoman, the other Batgirl. So the list goes on.
She-Hulk.
Well, I've had a lot of experience balancing both my legal career along with my superhero career, and I think in the office of president, it's just a matter of delegating my tasks to other superheroes. There's lots of lesser superheroes you may have never heard of that don't get their 15 minutes in the saving people spotlight. So that's what I plan to do, is give everybody that wants to be a super being a chance.
And Tony.
Have you met Jarvis? I don't think I'll have any problems.
Okay, Jarvis, the ultimate PDA, though isn't he now the Vision?
Well, we also have Friday.
Okay, well, backup sort of
And
backup.
plenty more where that came from.
I don't like Vision.
Somebody doesn't like Vision. I wonder why. Ooh, Batman, I think I see someone you might know.
Someone's been sleeping on the
Well,
job.
this question isn't for the rodent. I have a bit of a rodent problem where I'm from, and I would like to know, what would you do to accommodate me in your city? Because I have a problem, and he's right there.
Apparently, he wants to know how you would accommodate him in your city because he has a bit of a rodent problem. Does this rodent happen to have wings?
Yes, very large wings. They need to
Very
be clipped.
large wings. Let's start it off, Tony. How would you accommodate this person?
Well, like they say, we just have to build a better mousetrap. Or bat trap.
I like that option.
She-Hulk.
As I mentioned before, my villain rehabilitation program is here to help anyone who has been captured and perhaps mislabeled as a villain. There's something for everyone, and everyone has something to do.
So you think the Joker has been mislabeled as a villain?
Those words were taken out of context.
Just getting ahead of the media. Batman, would you like to discuss your differences quickly with your...
Oh, I'm going to make sure he's relocated. I have a place reserved for him at Arkham.
Oh, yes, Arkham, the place where you go to rest for a few days before you escape.
A little break now and then never hurts.
Okay, thank you, Mr. J. Though, am I supposed to call you that? I don't know. Well, thank you so much for attending the Cosplay Presidential Debate. You will be able to vote for your candidate of choice. This will be the very first week of November, the very same week of Election Day, when there's a couple other candidates out there that you may or may not vote for. And you'll be able to go to cosplayspotlight.com to vote for your choice. Please only vote once. We're going to be watching you. He'll be watching you. Thank you so much, and have a great time here at RetroCon 2016.
Vote Batman. Vote Justice.
Vote green. Vote She-Hulk.
I'm Iron Man. Come on, guys.
What an incredible debate. All the candidates had their moments, and the Green Party candidate certainly held her own. Remember, voting begins at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 6th and ends at 11:59 p.m. on November 12th. Go to www.cosplayspotlight.com and vote for your candidate. This has been Kara Kent with GNN. Good night.